my kitchen and welcome to my channel, Cake. I'm your hostess, Suzanne. Today we are going to make this cute Elmo smash cake. If you want to know how I made them and how you can make them too, just keep watching. Okay, let's go ahead and get started on this cute little Elmo smash cake. I have two 6-inch yellow cakes here, and I'm only going to level one off, and I'm going to save the top of the cake. And we'll just go ahead and take my serrated knife and score it around the top, slightly turning it as I go around, slightly going in a little bit more and more and more, like that. There we go. If you've watched any amount of my videos, you know I like to freeze my cake layers. I took these out of the freezer about 15 minutes ago, so they're still nice and chilled and a little bit more firm than a room temperature cake would be. I'm going to go ahead and add a non-stick pad here to my turntable. It just helps the cake from sliding around. Next, we're going to go ahead and put down our 6-inch cake board, and we're going to apply a little bit of the frosting here to the cake board. That will just help that cake from not sliding around onto the cake board itself. Go ahead and center that onto my turntable there. Go ahead and put our trimmed layer onto our cake board. Make sure it's centered onto the cake board itself. And I like to just do that by putting my fingers, making sure I'm touching the cake and the board at the same time, and squishing it down. And next we're going to fill our Elmo smash cake with a little bit of frosting. This is just American buttercream. I've dyed red. And we'll just spread that around, making sure it's all covered and it's all level, like that. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and make sure we take off this parchment paper off of our second layer. And since Elmo has a domed head, we're going to keep this dome on this cake. That worked out good. We'll go ahead and make sure it's on there straight. Now that we've filled our cake, let's go ahead and give Elmo a mouth. I'm just going to take my knife. I'm going to move it closer here so I can reach it better. I'm going to go in pretty low and angle my knife up and just hold onto the top here and just make a mouth and then go down. There we go. Let's take a little look at that. I made it a little crooked. Let's go ahead and straighten it up. That looks pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and stick him in the freezer, let him get firmed up before we do our crumb coat. I just took Elmo out of the freezer. He was in there for a good 15-20 minutes. I'm debating right now if I want to add this to the sides to make his head more round, because his head is actually round. And right now he looks like Frankenstein with a domed head. Let's go ahead and do it. I've decided I'm going to go ahead and make Elmo's head as round as I can. I don't want my hands to get red, so I'm putting on these gloves. Go ahead and move Elmo to the side for a second here. Go ahead and just break some up here. This is already pretty moist. I might not need to add too much of the frosting in there. So let's go ahead and add some of the frosting in there. Smush it around. And I'll just take about half of my dough, make it around, and then make it flat. And make it like the roundness of the palm of your hand. Let's go ahead and add a little bit of frosting here to the side that's going to adhere to the cake. You can also do this by adding more frosting onto the side. I thought since I already had this cake here, why not use it? Get a little bit more rounded. So I'm going to flatten it out a little bit. Go ahead and flatten it down in our hand like we did the last cheek or the last side of the head, and make sure we put it right where it belongs. And it looks like there's already some that I had smeared. Oops. Put it on there. Flatten it out a little bit. I'm just giving the cake a little head start on looking round. Let's take a look at it. It's looking pretty round to me. Okay, let's go ahead and make Elmo's mouth black on the inside. And I just colored some buttercream American buttercream black. And crumbs are coming off, so I'm just gonna go ahead and carefully put some in here. Try not to get everywhere. Let's go ahead and give Elmo a crumb coat now. And a crumb coat is just a thin layer of frosting to seal in those crumbs. Doesn't have to be smooth or pretty or perfect, just covering up the yellow. I think our Elmo is taking shape. He is so cute, and I'm so glad I added the cake around the sides to make his head more round. I think it makes a big difference. I transferred Elmo onto his cake stand. Let's go ahead and give Elmo his fur. Here I have American buttercream dyed red, and I have a Welton 233 tip, and I believe it's called the grass tip. And it works amazing for fur. Let's go ahead and give Elmo some fur. And this will take about a half an hour. So make sure you have time and someone to rub your arm because it's going to be hurting. Let's go ahead and start. I like to start at the bottom. You just get it near the cake, squeeze, and when it hits the cake, you just pull out and then release. You'll want to wipe off your tip every once in a while as it gets kind of gunky. I think he's coming along pretty good. Needs some hair on top of his head though. Right now he looks like he's a balding old man. Nothing wrong with that. Let's go ahead and continue with our Elmo smash cake. So cute. Just put it near the cake, squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. Starting at the bottom and going up. You want to make sure you release your hand or you'll get some curly hair. If you're doing a poodle, then that's the way you want to do it, but we're doing Elmo today. His hair is kind of straight and scraggly. I wish I was ambidextrous. That would help about now, but I'm not. We are getting so close to the finish line. Let's go ahead and do his face close up, around his mouth. And he's furry, so it's okay if it hangs down over his mouth. That's the way he looks anyways. So that's the way we want him to look. To make his hair look a little bit more crazy, sometimes switch your angles around. The gap is closing, yay! I'm so glad I added the cake to the side. It makes his head the perfect shape. So happy with it. Let's take a look at our Elmo. Oh my goodness. He looks like a cute, scary monster to me. Okay, now we're ready to give Elmo his nose and his big eyes. Earlier today, a couple hours ago, I got some fondant, colored it orange, put some Tylose powder in it that just hardens it. It's still not hard yet, but it's fine. And put some toothpicks in here so I could put it into the cake for his nose. That way we'll make sure it doesn't go anywhere. Go ahead and just find the middle of the mouth and stick it slightly, ever so slightly above there. See if I can show you guys as I'm doing it. His nose was too heavy, so I went ahead and cut it a little bit more than in half. It's smaller, it's a lot smaller than it was. That way it's not so heavy. We'll go ahead and stick the toothpicks back in. We could probably even just stick it on there at this point because it's not heavy, it's not too heavy anymore. Let's go ahead and try this again. There we go. There's Elmo's very noticeable orange nose. Oh my goodness. Next, we're gonna go ahead and put on his eyes. I white fondant, of course, with some Tylose powder. And this time I'm gonna use some of this sugar sheets. I just cut it a little small circle. I just use the back of a tip as a guide for this size. And you don't have to have this, but I have some dab and hold as an adhesive. So I'm just gonna put a little dab on there. Make it earn its name, dab and hold. Okay, just get some all around there. We want these eyes to be sticking straight out. So we'll go ahead and put the pupil. You have to be really careful when you're working with this black paper, with this black sugar sheets. If your fingers are damp at all, it will bleed the black onto whatever color it's on or next to. So just a little word of advice. And I know his eyes are pretty close together. There's one eye. I think it looks so cute. Let's go ahead and give Elmo his other eye, one little tiny dab. And let's try not to make a mess this time. That looks like a better method. Let's go ahead and give him his other eye. Oh my goodness, I could not be happier with him. Oh, I love him so much. Our cute little Elmo Smashcake. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for joining me today, you guys. I had a great time. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for joining today. Please consider subscribing. It is quick and it's easy, and most importantly, it is totally free. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up button. If you want to be notified every time I upload a video, which is on Tuesdays and Fridays, hit that bell and we'll send you an email as a reminder. I'm having an amazing day with Elmo here today. I hope you are as well. Until next time, make it a great day. He's so cute. Okay, I went ahead and put Elmo on his cake stand. Let's go ahead and give Elmo the frosting. I used a tip, ouch.